All right, Kevin, this is for Tuesday, April 30th, last day of April. This is the S&P. I think I'm just going to jump into the spreads and get those done. I do have a lot going on with end of month stuff. I don't know how long I can make this video, but I'm sure it'll be at least 15 minutes. Um, so, all right, we are in this. We are in this. Let me correct this chart here. Get this channel top in there. If tested today, and I suppose it's possible, we have 3.850 as a descending one-third speed line that could absorb weekly highs. Once tested, we could slip back into this channel structure that I'll show in a minute that's in the low 6 area. But if we close above 385, then 1375. I'm just going to make this 140 so I don't have to change it for the next couple of days. Becomes the next 1 to 2 week target, which is possible anyway because we did sort of Junog. There it is. We did test this sucker. So that's a 630. Yeah, it's still unchanged really. You could call it 3225. I mean, we're splitting hairs here. Might as well just call it the 630s is our base of support. We settled higher today. We settled above. Did we settle above the low of the high? No, that would be 5.0. So that would be nice to see tomorrow. And then we would see that 3 point whatever 85 whatever I just showed you just in the previous chart within a few days. Excuse me. My apologies. I hope that's not too loud on your microphone. All right, so, but if we close below 6.325, this thing is off. We should still have that 6.6 stop loss on an intraday basis. And then if we close below 6.375, I'm willing to go short this spread, actually. All right, so there's June AUG. Next would be not AUG Dece, but AUG. We did look at AUG Dece earlier. That's one of those second and fourth month spreads in lean hogs. So this is 13, basically 12,925 as our ceiling. And below which, still expecting downward continuation into this area, which is 4.9, we'll call it. That's that 2-4 spread, August, December. October Dece, we settled below support yesterday in this. So I think this market, we've got a full swing all the way back down to 2.0. So that's something we could consider. We could consider shorting the spread, October Dece, and staying short so long as we continue trading below 4.375, which will change every time we put out a new low. But right now, it's basically that this is a trend line at 3.9 still. That's your resistance, and that's a pretty. We had an outside day, settled new lows territory. This low here, 370. We close below it. Everything is taken out right now on this. So, I have no problem shorting this, even if it's down to 1.3, 1.86. It's still a point. It's almost a 2-point move just to get to the first Fibonacci level. There's not a lot to go by here. I mean, we could look at some trend lines, and they're likely to hold for several days. So there's that. That's October Dece. I know we got June AUG. We should have AUG OC, and we do. This thing is stabilizing just a little bit. Why is this not showing up? Come on, there it is. All right, there we go. Okay. All right, everything comes together here. If we don't do anything, closing above this area at 6.975 would be a good buy signal. Until then, this thing remains weak down into this zone. This is the August-October lean hogs. August, October, lean hogs again. Same market. June hog, we know this. All right, so that covers the lean hogs. Let's go into live cattle. All right, now so everything's coming back here. We've got 1.075. This is the spread you bought the other day. We closed above Friday's high, which is good. You know, that's constructive. And it's still looking for this this is in the even area, or it will be in the next week. So that's in reach over the next week or two, holding above this. We closed below this, and we're looking for this channel structure. That's August, October. August, December. We talked about this earlier. Okay, look at that. What a little rally here. I'm going to label this now because I think we could buy this. This channel structure is negative 4.125. All right, we close above it. We're looking for we're looking for about a full point gain by the time we get into this area a week, 2 or 3 later. Okay, until then, this is merely testing resistance. And so going short this spread is fine by me, and then reversing and going long with a settlement above is also good. That's the August, December. So I know I'm all over the place here. I do need to get goddamn organized with this stuff. It's just harder than you think to create individual files for each of these when I already have the charts constructed, because you can't really, well, you can. That's a long story. I was going to say you can't really transfer them over to other named pages, but you can actually. So negative, I'm just going to call negative 5.50. That's our big area. And I do believe we talked about this earlier, I think. Not so much. You got a channel top here. Yeah, I don't know what you'd want to say about that. June, October. That's right. This is another one of those 2-4 deals. So we've got bear with me here. We've got a speed line at 1.375. Yeah. And then a channel top at 2.925. I'm going to go 2.900 because it's dropping. So this is our two-sided dynamic. This is we close below this. You know, the rule of thumb is this low here. June, October. October D's. We've already looked at this. This is, oh, got a rally here today. 3.425 to 3.50. So that's that. That's the October D's. D's Feb, still bearish. Continuing south after last week's sell signal below that channel bottom. August D's, we've looked at that. August, October, we've looked at that. August, December. I'm willing to go long this sucker if we close above it today. You know, after having climbed back above this channel support or structure and then above this, I think the market could show some pretty good upward potential. Possibly, hard to say really, but I wouldn't be surprised to see this, you know, within a few weeks. So there's a good 1.5 right there on a cattle spread. June, October, we covered that. October, Feb, yeah, we did that. That one doesn't look all that great. June, August, we're in this. We settled below this today, 2.375. I don't think I have it as a significant level because there's other things there, but we're still looking for 1.925. You see it on your newsletter. And so this target is attainable. And in fact, I want to say likely over the next few days. So we could put a bid in that. Whether we then go short again with a settlement below it is a good question. You know, I just think it would be a patience tester. That's my opinion. You'd have little levels all the way down. You know, not so much that one, but this old high. But that's just the way the markets go, right? They bounce for a few days and they continue. That's the beauty of spreads. You could sit in them. They allow you to live with your patience. Um, this thing continued south. Look at that. Still looking for this, I think. That's the way it looks to me. You do have a channel structure. This is the Feb April, by the way. It's way out there. Yeah, and that's closing in on this anyway. Negative 1.775 or negative 1.750. Um, let's see what else we have. October D still the same. I already covered that in another chart. October D. Okay, there it is. All right, that's it for live cattle. Take a look at corn. All right, come on now. We're July D's. All right. That's okay. We closed down today. Negative 18.3 is our level. Want to see the market settle, the spread settle above it. I'm going to get rid of this stuff because it's really more like this now. And that doesn't even mean a whole lot because even if we close below it, still looking for this. That's negative 21.7. If settled below today, we should just get out of that. Otherwise, we stay in. Because this upper area is still possible. We're consolidating at the bottom. We get above that negative 18.3. This becomes quite likely, I think. D's March, still good support down here. That's way out there, though, D's March. I think that's all we're looking at in corn, right? Wheat. Wheat moved around today. Tested this resistance last week and is backing off again. This is just a trend line. It's not a whole lot, I don't think. This is our buy signal above. Until then, this thing continues south. Bear with me here while I find this July D's. There it is. This is still kind of a big picture area. Down here, both of these channel formations, they're in the negative 29, negative 30 area. And they remain a target, really, following the sell signal a few weeks ago. So, but the funny thing is, it's a 6-cent move from the sell signal to the target. You know, so anyway, that's it for wheat. Take a quick look at beans. This is our support, 21.2 still, and this area is still up in here, negative 17.1. Two-sided dynamic inside, but overall bearish below this upper area, 18.2 to 17.1 in the July NOVE bean spread. And that's an active spread. I mean, those are the two most active bean contracts, so I don't have a problem playing that if we settle below this formation. Let's continue on to just take a look at the currencies. Ah, look at that. Oh boy, look at this. 1192. We settled last week below, just below, I might add, this 5/8 Fibonacci retracement. And the market's up right now above it. So this is still the big area, but we're not going to see that for, for a number of weeks, if at all. And if we close next week, this Friday, with below the 1192 even, then the euro looks weak into later second quarter. Canadian dollar. Canadian, it's traded up, but still lots. There's nothing to do here really. We've got a retest of this low that's quite possible, but we are above this channel structure that actually held today, and above which, who knows? Indecisive market, as is the yen's just trading sideways. Any follow through from the British pound sell signal last week? Not really. Actually trading a little higher. But we still have the same framework, bearish below this area, 30.13 to 77. And we're trading 29.68 last. All right, take a look at gold. We, support 1265.8 and resistance up here at 1320s, and then we settled above this area on Friday, and we came right back below today. So, what to do? Nothing here, really. You can buy it down here, but that's about it. And take a quick look at the US dollar, because I just passed it up. Obviously, it would be higher, right? It's a good weekly resistance area, but still holding above the speed. Well, the speed line needs to be redrawn, and I will get to that. I'm just not going to waste my time on it right now because I know we're not interested in trading this thing. But I will draw that up. Oh, I'm back to the gold again. What am I doing here? Copper, blah blah blah. Let's take a look at the 10-year, backing off a bit, but still no change. Take a look at sugar. This is this. Why are we not showing any price activity for this week? I'm going to have to call CQG. That is just stupid. Cocoa. Cocoa rallies. What to do with this silly market? Take a look at cotton and coffee. All right, here's coffee. And this 92.35 structure got down to 91.80 today. Is kind of this channel top is kind of holding, but yeah, we closed last week at 94 even, and the high of the low is 94.20. So if we close above this area on Friday, I think that's a pretty good signal to go long. At least buy some calls and watch it closely. And cotton backed off today. Look at that. Once again, if it closes below the 77.04 channel structure after farting around near long-term resistance for the last month or so, that would be a good go with. So I think we look at cotton puts. We could talk about that. All right, about 20 minutes into this, let's take a look at the newsletters themselves, and just see what the June hogs look like. They went down today, confirming this sell signal. Follow through. Still bearish below 90.25 June contract, 78.25 3 to 5 week target, the 72.73 handle in reach over the next several months, which would obviously involve the August contract. Take a look at feeder cattle, same thing. It looks a lot like, lean hogs, violating channel support. I've lightened up. I've actually just 149.02 is a weekly containment level, but still expecting now that 146.50 long-term speed line. And with this currently heightened volatility, we could get down there by the end of next week or sooner. Still bearish below 155.42. Live cattle, I'll take a look at June just because we have weekly, we've got 112.37, and then the weekly chart is 110.35. The more I look at this chart, the more, you cannot deny the weekly formations, despite the fact that they incorporate past unrelated contracts. We had a sell signal a month and a half ago below this 125.62 formation. And the week that we set it off, we actually rallied for several weeks after it, but it still proved to carry the day, if you will. 110.35 in reach. So we could puncture this 112.37 target all the way down to 110.35. It's a big wide range that I think can absorb selling really through summer because it's such a long-term area. We could bottom out here and then turn back up into the mid upper 120s again within a matter of a few months. But if we close below 110.35, all bets are off. In fact, I would have a 94.65 target over the following 3 to 5 months. Corn and wheat are both testing long-term support. Corn tested it last week. Wheat is still in the midst of it at 432 half. And it's this level. We dropped within 3/4 of a cent, I think, today of testing 432 half. So I think we need to stay on this. I'm not crazy about buying it down here right now. I'd rather see how this market plays out and buy it on strength. And in fact, the way this thing is behaving, neither one of us would be surprised to see a weekly settlement below 432 half, which I think, I think that it's just a go with for us to stay with a short position down to 386 3/4. That could take a month or two. And then ultimately we could see, continued bearish trade down into the 260s. Let's see if I've got anything else that I need to mention. Grains, livestock, soybeans still bearish. I keep saying if we settle back above 877 and a quarter, this market is worth buying, but we're holding below this resistance area. This sell signal is working. And so that's the bottom line. This market, the beans, while corn and wheat are merely testing long-term support, beans have violated long-term support. Not as long-term as the corn wheat structures on those long-term monthly charts, but it is a support level that is indicating bearish continuation into later May. And you can't say the same yet about corn or wheat at this juncture. I think that's about it. Yeah, we'll talk in the morning. And I guess that's all I'm going to say. I'll talk to you soon.